Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Bid. Today's segment, we are breaking down the murder of a 4-year-old boy found dead blocks away from his home.
He didn't deserve this.
Heartbroken at home,
He's just the sweetest boy.
Cameron Morey told me about the boy he calls his brother, Gernon.
He was the sweetest boy ever. He loved like y'all right here. He'd be so happy to run out. He'd be like, "What's up, y'all?"
Sadly, Cash was found dead in the street Saturday morning, just blocks from his home.
Honestly, I'm confused, bro. Like, why? He was 4, you know? Like, who does this to 4-year-old kids? You know what I'm saying?
Police arrested 18-year-old Darian Brown. DPD says Brown broke in and kidnapped the child around 5 a.m. Saturday. The family says cameras inside the home captured it all.
It shows him coming in, took him while he was asleep. While he's asleep. Carried him out of my house while he's asleep.
Brown faces kidnapping and burglary charges. Investigators anticipate more charges after they get results from the lab.
Why couldn't he do it to me? I'd rather me than him.
Cameron said he went to high school with the suspect, but he believes the crime is random.
Random, yes, random out of nowhere, for no reason. There's no reason for none of this. There's no it's not from revenge, not from hate, not from none of that. Not to get back at us, nothing.
Cash is not Cameron's biological brother. Cameron said his mom was dating a man who has a few sons, and Cash is one of them. A few months back, they broke up, and the man left the boys with Cameron's mom.
The man accused of snatching 4-year-old Cash Gernon from his bed the morning of the boy's slaying says he is not the person seen in the surveillance video. That suspect is 18-year-old Darian Brown. Darian was arrested on May 15th after a jogger discovered Cash's body 8 blocks away from his home. Cash and his twin brother had been living with their dad's girlfriend. The girlfriend realized or remembered that she had surveillance video and handed that information over. In the video, the girlfriend gave over to police. A man is seen standing over the twins as they slept before swiftly carrying Cash from the bed shortly before 5 a.m. Heath Harris, who is Darian Brown's defense attorney, says Brown told him that he is not guilty of breaking into the house, he is not guilty of taking Cash, and he is not guilty of killing Cash. This is not an open and shut case. Even if you believe that Darian is the person on the video, it doesn't mean he killed the kid, said Harris. Harris also said that he's only seen the video online and has not received it from police or prosecutors. Cash was reported missing shortly before 11 a.m. by the woman who dated the twins' father. That woman's name is Monica Sherrod. Monica identified the man in the surveillance footage as Darian Brown. Monica states that her teenage son went to school with Darian and the family knew him. During the night vision portion of the video, there isn't any sound, but once the sun comes out, you will hear some voices, either from one person or more than one person. I'm not really certain, but I'm going to let the remainder of the video play, and I'll be right back. Darian Brown is stating this is not him on this video. Now, during the night vision portion of the video, I can't tell. But when the sun comes out and we can clearly see, it does look like Darian. I'm not gonna lie. It does look like him. So if it's not him, who is it? Also, why are these 4-year-old boys staying in this room? And what is up with this little bitty bed with the air conditioning over it? So, while doing research for this, Monica states that the boys' room is on the other side of the house, and everybody else is living on the opposite side. So if that air conditioning was to fall down on one of those kids, or they were to get into something, nobody in that house would be able to protect them. Monica also has teenage children and 4 dogs. Cash went missing. Well, Monica reported Cash missing around 11 a.m. But the video states or shows that he was snatched at 5 a.m. and then found at 6:40 a.m. So from 6:40 all the way to 11 o'clock, nobody realized that Cash was gone. They had no idea where he was at. Why didn't the 4 dogs bark? Why didn't anyone wake up? Something really fishy is going on in this house, and I pray that the cops find out the truth of what is going on. There have also been speculations that Monica is either on drugs or she was on drugs, and so was the twins' father, which is why he left the twins with Monica, because he trusted her. He felt that she would take good care of them. But why wouldn't you just give them to their mother? I mean, she is alive and those are her children. I am pretty sure if the dad needed to go handle business or do whatever it was that he was doing, that their mother would have been more than willing to get the boys and take care of them. I mean, they are her kids. But to leave them in this condition was very negligent to me. How on earth can you look at this room and say that these kids were safe? Something interesting, but I am not certain if it is true, but it has been stated that Darian and Monica were in a relationship. Now, Darian is 18. It has also been said that he may have some mental issues or disabilities. What if Monica forced Darian to get on this camera, pick him up, and do whatever it was that she wanted him to do to appear that Darian was guilty? But in reality, what if she did something to Cash? It could have been a get back at the twins' father because he up and left the kids with her. Just think about it. If Monica is truly on drugs or was on drugs, her mind probably isn't right. Maybe this was an accident, but looking at the footage and just thinking about it, why would Darian want a 4-year-old child, and why leave one twin in the bed and take the other one? I mean, did Cash do something that Monica didn't like? Was he causing problems? Did he see something that he shouldn't have seen? Honestly, that's what I do believe, that maybe Cash seen something that he shouldn't have seen, or he was going to tell something that Monica didn't want him to, or someone in the house didn't want him to. Because what other motive would Darian have to take Cash? He didn't even live in this house. And because Monica initially stated she didn't know Darian, and then to hear rumors that they were in a possible relationship really makes me point the finger at Monica. When something happens to a child, I don't believe that you should be lying about anything. I don't care if all your skeletons have to come out of the closet or you have to throw somebody under the bus. It's about justice for a child, someone who couldn't help themselves. And Monica was responsible for watching Cash and Carter, the twin brother. She failed at that. So the best thing that she could possibly do is tell everything that she knows. Period. There is no excuses. I think the biological mother also feels the same way. She feels that Monica failed the twins, which is why Monica is not allowed at the memorial services. And of course, Monica is upset about that because she feels, since she did take care of them and she loved them, that her and her family should be there. But honestly, I really can't blame the biological mother. These are her children. Monica, you failed. And she is probably blaming you. So why would you want someone that you're blaming at your baby's funeral? We will definitely keep a close eye on this case. I pray that all the evidence they need to lock someone up behind this, that they receive that.
I got up late and I thought it was weird. It was kind of like, it's 10 o'clock, you guys, already. You waited late to wake mommy up, so I figured Cash was still in bed. My son is who walked in the room and said, "Where's Cash at, Carter?" Because they're never separate. They don't separate. And Carter goes, "He went outside. He went out front." So we believed Carter, you know what I'm saying? And so my boys started looking for him, and I started screaming, "Cash, if you're hiding from mommy, it's not funny anymore. Come out, it's time for breakfast." He wouldn't answer, so I called 911.
Did you look for him around the house?
Yes, they went all the way around the block. My boys did. They went all the way up this alleyway. They walked all the way down to the little corner, you know, yelling for Cash. And he wasn't answering, and I knew something was wrong. Something in my mind I knew. So I called 911 and told them I couldn't find Cash. And they said, "When did I notice he was gone?" I said, "Immediately when I got up, when Carter woke me up." We noticed Cash was gone, and I didn't even think about their surveillance system.
When did you look at the surveillance system?
When we were at the detective's office, my son, I was crying and I was confused and like in a million pieces and praying to God they would still find Cash, and that little boy wasn't Cash. I kept telling my daughter, "That's not Cash." And she said, "Mommy, it has to be. Nobody else is missing a baby."
When there was a report of a body that had been found.
And I said, "No, it's not Cash." And when my son had went into his interview, Matthew was the last to be interviewed, he remembered all of a sudden, Mom has cameras. And I when you're going through something like that, you don't think about all of that. All you think about is your baby that's missing. And when they said, Mom has cameras, I rewinded the cameras, and there he was, the boy taking my son out of his bed.
How did you feel when you saw that?
I freaked out. I'm sure my kids heard me. I was devastated. I started screaming because my daughter kept telling me, "Mom, somebody did this. Mom, somebody did this to our baby." And I'm like, no, they didn't. He's gonna be found. They're gonna find him. And they did do it. They took him. Why would they hurt him? He was 4. He was like this big, like he was so little. He wasn't even the size of a 4-year-old. He was so tiny. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. I can't.
Can you just tell me where you saw the
Okay. It looks like all torn apart. I've got the surveillance if you want to see it. I had no clue he was even taken. I thought Cash got out. I thought he got out the front door.
So I went looking for him.
So we all did. My son, him, and my son Matthew were basically looking for him. And when 10 minutes into it, I called 911 because I realized he didn't just get out. We couldn't find him. Somebody took him or something.